Hey guys, PhysicsMathMan and LuminousInverse here to give you a guide on Zeus, the Lord of Heaven. Zeus is an intelligence hero that's all about dealing a ton of burst damage during every stage of the game. He's also an amazing utility hero for providing vision for your team and limiting vision for your enemy's team. If you want to play a hero that goes beyond godlike every game, Zeus is an excellent candidate for domination. Let's take a look at his skills. Arc Lightning is a low damage spell that jumps from one enemy to the next, damaging every unit along the way. Early on, it's a great last hitting spell and you'll be spamming it quite a bit for creep kills. Once you've maxed it, it deals very respectable damage in a teamfight, and you will be spamming it non-stop. The huge cast range lets Zeus operate out of harm's way, and the low cooldown makes the spell more spammy than a can of spam. His second move, Lightning Bolt, is Zeus's bread and butter nuke, dealing huge damage while also applying a mini stun. This will be your main source of single target damage in fights, and whoever you nuke will lose a large chunk of their HP. Two interesting aspects of Lightning Bolt is that it grants flying true sight vision in a huge AoE, and it can be ground targeted. These 2 points of Lightning Bolt transform Zeus into a dewarding machine. Being able to ground target also means you can bolt up the hill for vision or catch an enemy that's escaping. Static Field is Zeus's passive, and it deals a percentage amount of damage relative to the enemy's current health. As you spam your other spells, the passive lets Zeus stay relevant during the later portions of the game. His ultimate, Thundergrod's Wrath, is a global nuke that strikes every enemy hero on the map. Like Lightning Bolt, it provides flying vision and true sight on contact. Many players use this ultimate to kill steal from allies, but it's much more effective to use at the start of a fight. Not only do you provide an insane amount of damage and vision for your team, you can cancel enemy blink daggers, rendering their initiation items useless. There are 2 builds for Zeus, and both of them max Lightning Bolt by 7. Lightning Bolt is our best damaging nuke and source of all of our early game kills. The Arc Lightning max build is for more mid-game damage, but it requires us to get some great mana regeneration items to support spamming it in fights. The Static Field max leaves Arc Lightning at level 1, giving us a weaker nuke to spam, but relies more on the passive for damage. If you're doing well, max Arc Lightning second for better damage in fights and faster farm. This guide is going to focus on Zeus mid, although he can also be played as a support. Your early game will be relatively simple. Arc Lightning is an excellent tool for last hitting due to its long cast range and high damage, for last hitting that is, even against lane dominators like Viper or Queen of Pain. However, don't become too reliant on the spell, since you will run dry of mana very quickly. You are extremely reliant on getting the runes, so look to push with Arc Lightning before the even minute mark. Once you are nearing level 6, keep an eye out for low health enemies around the map, and deliver yourself a TP scroll. You will generally get level 6 5 minutes into the game, and enemy supports are likely to be something like level 3 or 4 around this time. If you TP into another lane without being detected, you can get some very easy kills. Even though Zeus is an amazing ganker due to his burst damage, don't spend all your time ganking. Zeus needs a ton of mana for fights later on, which means he needs some key items, so you'll need to be farming in between ganks. Arc Lightning lets him kill creeps and push into enemy towers if there's no enemies around to counter push. Likewise, he can easily slow down enemy pushes by using the Arc Lightning from the trees or fog. Keep your mana high and a TP scroll on you, and help out the other lanes if your friends are being tower dived. Of course, always keep an eye out for the runes as well, since getting a lucky haste or invis rune means a free kill most of the time. Also, pay attention to what the enemy supports are doing and where they are. Take note of where they might be warding. You can help your own supports out a lot by bolting at common warding spots and dewarding enemy observers. When it comes to team fights, you play the role of Zeus like a glass cannon. Zeus has some of the best ranged nukes in the game, so stay back and let the fight proceed before joining in. The worst thing you can do for your team is get caught out when the fight starts and die without casting your spells. That means your team is losing almost half of their magic damage, and your team will most likely lose that fight. Get into the habit of using your ult right when the fight begins. This will instantly let your team know if there's any sneaky backstabbers, and might even break the initiation of dangerous blink holders, like Magnus or Axe. Use Arc and Bolt on targets that your team needs to focus, and your teammate will most likely follow your lead. Always keep in mind that if the enemies are juking into trees or fog during a fight, a good lightning bolt into a clump of trees will reveal the area and possibly nuke the hero as well. Although you're not much of a pusher after the team fights end, you can clear creeps for your team and deward important areas with your lightning bolt. A good indicator of a well-played Zeus during the mid-game is having very few deaths. This means that you are using the vision and the long cast range of your spells well, and you're staying out of harm's way. During the late game, if your team is not out on the map doing Roche or a smoke gank, and you desperately need vision, you can always use your ultimate for scouting. It's better to use your ult this way than getting suddenly jumped by 5 enemies. By this point, you should have enough mana to be bolting the ground non-stop as you move around the map to deward. For high ground siege and base defenses, just remember that it's not your job to stand in front to dish out or absorb damage. During this point in the game, the longer the team fights last, the more damage your static field will output, so there's no need to rush anything. Zeus is a pretty straightforward hero for items. He needs things that help him stay alive and keep on nuking, so a combination of mobility and mana regeneration items is necessary. Eul's Scepter Divinity is an absolute core in every game since it's an excellent mana regen and it offers a way to escape from a dangerous enemy. As for the other items, let's take a quick look at Lumi's Zeus game to see how he itemized the hero. Lumi started the game with only a single Clarity and 2 Ironwood branches. His team ensures him the bounty rune, so he knows he can get a bottle during the first creep wave. Against Leshrac, who is a strong lane dominator, Lumi keeps his distance and last hits with Arc Lightning. The supports on the team roam mid for a gank when Lumi is level 5. This gets a quick pick off thanks to the burst damage. Lumi is on his way to the standard Arcane Boots. The first major fight of the game breaks out in the river when both teams are fighting for the rune. Everyone focuses on Leshrac because he deals the most damage and is also the squishiest target, and they chase for a Nyx kill later on. Notice how Zeus holds his ultimate since the team never really needed it for the kill, which becomes important during the second half of the fight. With a quick lion kill, Lumi is caught in the low ground with the enemy Ursa and Pudge running at him. Pudge is the squishier of the two heroes since Ursa had his ult on, and Lumi throws the nukes at him. Zeus is completely out of mana at this point, but Lumi sticks around for one more lightning bolt to help with the Ursa kill. If he ulted early on, Zeus would have been out of mana a long time ago, and the result of the fight would have been completely different. The Dire team continue to pour in one by one, and Lumi communicates to his team that he's out of mana and backs out of the fight. From this particular fight, we can see that Zeus needs a ton more mana to be effective for longer, and also mobility that can help save his team. So Lumi decides to go for Eul's and then for Staff. He also knows that the enemy Ursa is going to want to do Roche, so he uses his ult for vision at the appropriate time. This allows the teammate Spirit Breaker to lock on with a charge. Lumi walks in and uses his Eul's to delay Ursa further, preventing Ursa from blinking away. He is completely out of mana after a single bolt, but he scouts ahead and a whole bunch of reinforcement is also coming. Spirit Breaker gets chain disabled by Lion and Pudge, so Lumi forces him away to save, letting Spirit Breaker land below the river. After the team kills the Pudge, Lumi chases forward. He cyclones the enemy Nyx up into the air, letting the rest of the team catch up for an easy frag. You can see that the utility of Force and Eul's was responsible for either setting up kills or preventing deaths. With the map control after winning these fights, Lumi walks around to the common ward spots, bolting to deward. During the late game, the team finds a stray Ursa farming in the jungle and unload everything onto him. Lumi ults first thing in the fight because he doesn't know where the lion is, and Thunder God's Wrath will cancel his blink. When Lesh runs up with his BKB, Lumi hangs back and lets his teammates do the work. The Dire team was split up, and Lumi and company chases for a full team win. He decides to go Bloodstone for the extra mana and more importantly the quicker respawn time. Boots of Travel also ensure him joining back into the fight should he die during one. Situational items for Zeus include Blink Dagger, which can be a force substitute if you don't need to help your allies, The Ags and Refresher build is amazing if the enemy team is comprised of 3 or more squishies. If your team is full of other nukers, getting an early Veil can be a sad, sad day for your enemies. The bottom line is, your items should let you nuke more, or let you survive longer. Alright my friends, it is time for the summary and those 3 important Zeus takeaways. Number 1. Don't get caught out. Stay at the back and abuse the range of your spells. If you're dying in fights without casting a spell, you are losing the team fight for your team. Number 2. Zeus is an excellent vision controller. Ult first to give your team a ton of vision, and use Lightning Bolt regularly on the ground to delete enemy vision. Number 3. Whenever you get beyond godlike, be classy, and all chat, thanks to Relax You're Fine for teaching me that kids can't run from heaven. The God of Thunder is an amazing damage dealer and can easily take over games. Zeus be with you.
Thanks for watching our Zeus guide. If your friend's having trouble with this hero, be sure to send him this guide. Of course, we're still making videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to subscribe and follow us. Until next time, this is Luminous and Relax Your Fine, and we are signing off. GG guys.